Hey, it's the Fort Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships, and
Sex.
And today, if you do this right, you'll have more sex.
Ooh.
So, today's topic is Girls' World, why we shit test.
Why girls shit
Why
test.
girls shit test, yes. Because it's a completely different thing. Because guys know, shit test is a method that girls consciously or unconsciously most of the time,
right,
are testing you. And it's kind of like verbal sparring. They want to see if you're actually an alpha, if you're actually strong, if you actually will hold your ground, and basically, are you willing to fight in a certain way?
And I would say on the front end, it's a conscious thing from a girl's perspective. When we're first meeting you, it's like a challenge. It's like, well, where do you stand on this? Are you worthy of this, essentially? But as you get into more of a relationship standpoint where you're kind of living every day, I would say it's a lot more subconscious or unconscious, because you just kind of go, I really need to ask him about this. This is what's on my mind, and this is what I can't get to shut up. So I'm going to ask him right now, no matter the circumstances.
And you'll even, and it's literally a lifetime. Girls will shit test you all the way into the nursing home. They'll be like, honey, if I pass away, will you marry Maribel down the hall? Women cannot stop themselves.
But it's not, my point being, once you're like kind of established, you don't necessarily think of it as I'm trying to I'm going to go pick a fight today, or now sometimes they do because they don't feel very good, PMS or whatever.
Drag everybody
all these
down.
Yeah, seriously. But for the most part, I would say it's not a conscious thing like it is on the front end, where it's like, let's see where this guy stands on these things.
And the good thing is that the skill set that you develop to pass shit tests can be used your entire lifetime.
It works on on all levels.
And I have heard guys go, well, when you're high enough value, they don't. No, they always will. They can't help themselves. And if we're talking about conscious and unconscious, I think that the hotter, the more entitled girls are, the more unconscious they do it from the very beginning. Because I think girls that are a little bit more self-aware will test you hoping you'll pass. That's one of those things that I've always tried to convey to guys is girls want you to pass these things so they can fuck. They're hoping you'll be a guy that has his shit together, can actually take them on, are strong enough to withstand whatever they kind of like lay at you, and then they can relax until the next shit test, because it will be coming. But let's talk. Because what's strange is when you start trying to think about this stuff consciously, and you're like, "Yeah, what is this shit test?"
We're like, and we're
sitting around. We
examples.
talk like constantly for 5 years, and then we go, "What did you say?" So the classic is, and you're going to get this because most of the guys that we coach or that will listen to here, the girls are going to realize there's a lot of girls in your life, and that you're a little bit more smoother than the average internet guy.
Yeah.
And they'll say, in some sense, are you a player?
Yeah, she'll say, you're a player, aren't you? Or, you're going to break my heart, aren't you? Or, do you say that to all the girls? Or, I bet you meet a lot of girls. Or, I bet you date a lot of girls. Those are all versions, I think, of the same.
Or if they're a little bit, or if they're even more edgy, they'll say, how many girls have you had sex with?
Yeah.
You never know. It just depends on how many drinks they've had in them.
That is a huge factor. And they'll get more bold with a few extra beverages.
Exactly. And so, on our defense, and this entire podcast is not about how to respond to shit tests, because that's a whole thing unto itself and needs to be examined.
Yeah.
But you have three options of either agreeing and amplifying, or reframing it, which is a little bit more difficult, but it basically uses sarcasm.
Yeah.
And then the third thing is ignoring, which a lot of guys just kind of plow through and never answer the girl's question. And surprisingly, she doesn't even remember asking it. You know, but you can't hope that you can like ignore all of them.
No, it doesn't work. And they'll make them mad.
Yeah, because now you're ignoring the ones that like she really wants to know. And she'll think that you're being deceptive about everything.
Or
to a certain extent.
She'll think you don't care about the way she feels about this.
Yeah. But on the girls' end, that's what we want to focus in on today is what she's doing and why she's doing it. Mm-hmm. She's trying to check your strength.
Yeah.
Veracity.
Yeah. I mean, I think the bottom line is she's trying to see how you respond to challenges, see how you kind of stack up, and how comfortable you are and confident you are in your answers as you're giving them.
Now, here's a question though. What we do know is we never give a straight answer. You know, like you say, if a girl says, you know, why did you swipe right on me, or why did you choose to meet up with me, or why did you say hi to me?
Yeah, what was it about me that caught your attention?
I've always liked, you know, larger black girls. You know, that I can't help myself. You know, I mean, and she's a small white girl. You know, I mean, it's just, you got to be dumb about it. And they're like, yeah, whatever. You know,
she's just laughing and swiping.
I know. I've always had a thing for overweight black girls. I don't know. that right there. That's what you're looking for.
You're such a dork.
That, believe it or not, that opens legs. I know it doesn't make sense at all, but that, as opposed to, well, you know, I hadn't gone out with anybody in a while, and I thought you were very cute.
Right. It's like, oh.
Can I borrow your book? You know, something just dry, logical, and give them, you know, I don't know how, but always give them the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Of, you know, if they're fit, just, you know, I've always been attracted to chubby girls. You know, if they have long hair, you know, you've always been attracted to short hair. You know, whatever it is they have, it should be the exact opposite. And they'll get it.
Yeah.
You know, if they're healthy. And that's the agree and amplify. It's easier. It's just easier.
And it's more fun. I think that's where guys and girls, especially on the front end, just take themselves so seriously. They suck the joy right out of dating.
Yeah. And you, even just with one stupid crushing on the shit test, girls will literally like, that were dull and kind of like, will light up.
Yeah.
Because they go, oh shit, there's somebody in front of me.
And I do think that girls shit test less as they realize that the guys are going to respond like this. You know, if they know they're not going to get a straight answer, it's like, why would I ask this question?
Why would I bother? Exactly.
You know.
But they're also smiling the whole time they're realizing.
Yeah, because they're being entertained in other ways.
Yeah.
You know.
And a lot of you guys, yes, she's entertained.
Yeah.
It is the exact opposite of being bored.
Right.
You know, because we're moving her towards sex.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? You know, a girl can be entertained. You can be funny as it's moving her towards sex. Because a lot of these guys go, I'm not a joker. I'm not an entertainer.
Yeah.
Well, you're also not going to get laid because you got to put some effort out there and actually engage verbally. Because girls want to verbally spar. You know, they can't spar physically.
Look, a great example is on Twitter. Whenever, you know, someone will say something, someone will post something that, you know, kind of reveals some secret side of girl world, and girls will jump out of their skin trying to defend that doesn't happen. And it's like, you're proving the point right now.
Exactly. The more they
scream, the louder they scream about it or screech about it. Yeah, the more true it is. You can take that to the bank.
And we do reveal a lot of stuff about girls. Because girls will flat out, and I do believe a lot of them don't even know it. They don't even know they do this.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, a shit test? A what?
Well, girls don't have that word in our vocabulary.
No, we've talked about that.
We don't have that phrase.
I think we've talked, I mean, literally, they don't, a shit, a what?
Yeah.
You know, it's not something they use. It's a vocabulary word that only men use.
Yeah.
And recognize.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, a lot of men don't recognize it until you kind of describe it.
Yeah.
And
And then they know it really well.
My wife does that to me on my way out the door every morning.
Yeah.
What time are you going to be home? You know, I'll be home when the door hits me in the ass. You know, that's
right.
When I get here. You know,
Yeah.
what more do you want?
Yeah.
So you got to reframe it. And they are all shit. Because it is a very good thing. And there's times that you don't need to be sarcastic or, you know, you need to be serious. But if 80%, maybe 90% of the time, they're not getting anything out of you, that's fine. Girls don't care. Girls don't remember. You know, they don't remember the conversation you had in the morning. Unless it was bad.
Yeah.
Unless you were logical and it made them mad. You know.
Well, and I do think that this is a good way with the agreeing and amplifying, with the reframing, and with the ignoring not as much.
No.
As that has to be done really well.
Yeah.
But thinking logically about a girl's shit test and answering logically is guaranteed to keep a fight going, or keep whatever the issue is just going and traveling through the day and ruining the entire day, maybe the week, maybe the month, maybe the relationship. Because it needs to not be given so
Credit.
much, so much weight.
Well, that's where agreeing and amplifying is you go, yeah, sure, I'm a player. What do you want me to play? You want me to play football? You want me to play basketball? You know, I mean, it doesn't matter. And what you're doing is kind of exposing, and this is all subconscious. It's not on the surface. The inanity, the stupidity, the pointlessness of the question. If you are a player, she's going to benefit from your experience. But she still wants to ask the question.
Yeah.
You know?
Or like when she's asked, how many girls have you slept with?
Yeah.
What, you mean like today?
Today? This morning? What time is it?
Yeah.
Shit. Is it noon?
Exactly.
You know? Or all of them. All of them.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, just, it doesn't matter because it kind of lets them know that you know the deal.
Yeah. What's an example of reframing?
Reframing is a girl, if you play your cards right, she'll go, God, you're such an asshole. No, that's Mr. Asshole to you.
Yeah.
You know, and it works. You just kind of have to practice. I know it sounds stupid, but you just repeat it enough till it's second nature.
Yeah.
You know, and the key here to responding to shit tests is you can't be serious. You can't show the slightest bit of butthurtedness.
Right.
There can't be any malice whatsoever to your voice. It should be light. You should be looking away. It should not have any weight whatsoever in your life.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, she may be important to you, but you can move on. I mean, girls like that. It doesn't make sense, but they do.
Well, what's the saying about essentially look at her as she's saying this, as if she were a toddler or you know, a small child saying this.
Exactly.
How would you respond?
Exactly.
It would be ridiculous. It would be a ridiculous thing to be saying. So you respond in a ridiculous way.
Well, that's like my best friend, who I have never really sat down and gone all the way in. He has no idea how much we know or any of this stuff. Because he's
and
just
yet
a
he
normal,
naturally comes to you for suggestions and advice all the time.
And he does just fine. And then sometimes he's stuck.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, just treat him like you treat, he had a daughter who was 14 at the time, like you treat her friends.
Yeah.
Just, you don't take him serious.
No.
You know, I mean, he jokes with them because he kind of comes from a coaching background.
Yeah.
So he knows how to handle young teenagers all the time.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't take anything serious. He jokes with them. He just messes with them. He's sarcastic. I go, do the same with these 35-year-old women.
Yeah.
When you're out. And he did. And the response was 1,000 times better.
Exactly.
And then he could also relax because he can be himself.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's sarcastic and he's got a quick wit and he could just be a smartass. And there's no consequences.
Yeah.
You know, the girls ate it up.
Well, and when you're not trying to be so serious as the man leading this conversation or leading this, interaction, if you're having fun, everybody has more fun.
Yeah.
You get to be relaxed. It's just a more relaxed atmosphere across the board because you're having fun and relaxed.
We call it amused mastery. You are amused at her antics. You're masterful that you are in control of the situation. And girls respond to that.
Yeah.
For sure. You can get the job done, but you're also pretty lighthearted about how am I going to do this? And it's not going to be drudgery.
Yeah. And it's just, it can still be very sexy. Make no mistake that just because it's not serious and sultry, it's still sexy. Girls much prefer laughter to the serious intellectual conversations.
We've known women that walked away from like a sure thing of being a stay-at-home mom.
Wonderful lives.
Because they knew they would be bored.
Yep.
To tears. So they pulled the cord before they got married.
Yeah.
And then found another husband who was a little bit more excited.
Well, I was engaged to someone like that. I was like, nope.
No, they know. No, they know. They're looking at 40 years, 50 years of hard labor.
Yeah.
With some droll, super serious guy.
Exactly.
No, that's a nightmare. But he's perfect for somebody else.
He is, yeah.
But most girls, they need a little bit of lightness. And we've gone way off of our topic of, how girls really see shit tests. But then that should give you an idea. It's very serious as it comes out of their mouth. They want to know, but you have to respond in the right way, and they'll move on. They're like, oh,
yeah,
they're happy.
And we really do go, oh, I guess that wasn't as serious as I was thinking it was.
And that's what, in fact, like we have two clients. They're married, and I mentioned where his wife had been stressing out the day before about an incident. He's like, she always worries about things that don't matter.
Yeah.
I was like, man, and they have a solid marriage.
Yeah, they have a great marriage.
She worries about all kinds of things that don't matter.
Yeah.
And he knows. Everything went fine.
Yeah.
But
everything
she thought,
comes out in the wash.
Yeah, exactly.
She had been stressing away. You're right.
So, if you guys like this podcast, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, comment below.
Yes.
Especially with this, because every guy has had this shit thrown at him.
Oh, man.
This is a universal thing.
And you've known when it's gone well and when it's gone poorly.
And recognizing these things coming at you quickly is the first key to success.
Yeah. I would say that the Dread book would be a great fit right here, too. Your compilation of Chateau Heartiste Dread.
Yeah.
The best articles that you've found on this.
Yeah.
Because Dread goes a long way in dissuading further shit
Exactly.
tests.
Yeah. Lots of guys get into trouble with long-term relationships because they can't beat shit tests.
Yeah.
But when they have the skills to do so, their girlfriend, wife starts looking at them in a different manner.
Yeah. And it can be picked up at any time. It can save relationships as well as starting them off on the right foot. So anywhere you are on the spectrum, on the relationship spectrum, it'll work.
Perfect. Yeah. And comment below. We want to hear from you.
We love it.